Welcome to Workflowy, an insanely easy to use mutant outlining to-do list organizational productivity app. Workflowy is incredibly versatile and you can adapt it to do almost anything you need to, including creating an outline, taking notes, creating a to-do list, creating project checklist templates, writing a book, or planning an event. There are two types of accounts you can set up with Workflowy, free or a pro paid account. Workflowy is available as a free app for iOS or Android devices, as well as web-based browsers for both Mac and PC. Free accounts are limited to 500 items per month with basic formatting and file export options. There is also a pro or paid account available, which provides additional options including unlimited items or lists, backup your Workflowy data to Dropbox, password-protected collaboration, and some additional formatting and file export options. Let's take a look at some of the key features of Workflowy. In Workflowy, each line you create is called an item that can be treated as a separate list with sub-items nested all in an outline format underneath it. You can collapse or expand the nested items by clicking on the plus-minus sign to the left of each item's bullet. How many nested items can you have in Workflowy? That's a great question. The answer is probably more than you will ever need. There are a few key features that make Workflowy both really easy to use while being very powerful. They include moving items, either individually or as groups, zooming in and out of lists, starring pages, tagging items, completing items, searching your lists in Workflowy, and sharing your list for collaboration. To move an item in Workflowy, you just create a list of items, and you can move an item individually by grabbing the bullet and just dragging it anywhere up or down within your list that you need to. You can also select multiple items by holding down your Command key in Mac or Shift key in PC, selecting the items you want to move, and then grabbing one of their bullets to drag all of those items at one time. So that makes it really easy to move items around in Workflowy and gives it a lot of flexibility. In addition to moving the items, you can also zoom in and out of your lists. And the way this works is each item has a bullet at the beginning of the line, and by clicking on that bullet, you can zoom in on that item's page to view just that item, along with any items nested underneath it. The rest of the items above the bullet you click on are listed in a breadcrumb fashion along the top of the page. You can click on any of the items listed in the breadcrumb trail at the top of the page to jump back to that item's page. Along with the moving and zooming, you can also star pages in Workflowy. This is really useful if you have a page that you're going to be going back and forth to multiple times. The way this works is in the upper right corner you have a star here. When that star is white, the page is unchecked, and when you click the star, it stars the page. Think of this as a bookmark in Workflowy. You saw a brief glimpse of the bookmark thumbnails down at the bottom. To see all of your starred pages, click on the star button next to the search box in the upper left corner, and this is going to show you thumbnails of all the pages you have starred. And you just click on one of these thumbnails to move to that page, and so this makes it really easy to move back and forth to commonly used or frequently used pages in Workflowy. Now for the rest of the options here, tagging, completing, searching, and sharing, I have an example set up that will give you some insight to this. So say you have a special event you're planning, and there's going to be a couple people planning this event. You can create a list of all the steps needed for the event, your big idea, why, where, when, stuff to bring, food and drinks, prizes, giveaways, and any steps to complete after the project is over. Now for tags, you can use both hashtag symbols and @ symbols. Typically in Workflowy, the hashtags are used as either time-based tags or to set a priority. So for this case, we have now steps, next steps, and later steps. And then the @ symbols are typically used to tag people, so you can assign one or more people to an item. In this case, we have Mike and Mary working on this project. And now to search tags in Workflowy, you can either use the search box up in the top here, start typing in your tag, and Workflowy will filter out all of the lines that have that tag. So you can see your now steps, your next steps. You can also search by name, so you can put in Mary to see which steps are assigned to Mary, or Mike to see which steps are assigned to Mike. You can also click on the tags themselves, so if you want to see one of the steps, you can just click on the tag itself to select and deselect the tags. And along with the tags, you can also search for individual words in Workflowy. So if you want to see who's responsible for bringing the wine, just search wine, and you can see that that's a next step that Mike is responsible for. To clear your search in Workflowy, just click on the X, and that zeroes out your search field. Now, one of the nice things in Workflowy is if you're using it either to plan an event or as a to-do list or checklist, you can complete items individually. So as you're going along in your project, hover over the bullet for an item and click on complete, and what that's going to do is gray out and strike through your lines. So as you complete steps in a project, you can complete them, and what that will allow you to do is when you leave and come back to this page, you can see exactly where you left off. And as well as completing, you can also share items with people, and to share, what you do is hover over the bullet for an item and click on share. Now for free accounts, the only option is via a secret shared link, and this is a link that is sent to a person. It is a public URL, so if other people get the URL, they can access your Workflowy page, although it's not publicly listed. The other option is if you have a pro account, you can send to a private email address and require a login. So you could send someone a link to your Workflowy list and set up a password where they would have to enter that password before they could view or edit your Workflowy list. This is one of the great benefits of having a pro account. So cancel that. And then, so these are some of the key features of Workflowy. So in summary, the bottom line is I feel Workflowy is one of the best outlining productivity apps available. The combination of intuitive design with killer features make Workflowy easy to use and powerful enough to organize almost anything. I can't recommend Workflowy strongly enough because no matter what you do, I think you will find Workflowy very, very useful.